When you're wrong, recovering from a false threat read. Not every anomaly is a threat. Here's how professionals tell the difference. Let's talk about something most people in the self-defense space never admit. Sometimes you're wrong. You read something as a threat and it turns out to be nothing. That doesn't make you careless, makes you human. What matters is how you recover without escalating, embarrassing yourself, or creating a problem where none existed. Today, I'll show you how professionals handle false threat reads and why awareness includes knowing when to stand down. Here's the real problem with always be on edge. Hypervigilance isn't awareness. It leads to tunnel vision. It leads to emotional commitment. And it causes people to escalate situations that never needed escalation. People who are always on edge don't gather information. They rush to conclusions. There's an old concept we sometimes use to describe awareness that still applies perfectly here. Condition yellow. Condition yellow doesn't mean fear. It means relaxed awareness. You're alert, but you're not tense. You're observing, but you're not assuming. The problem is, a lot of people think awareness means living in condition red all the time, and that's how you end up misreading people and escalating situations that never needed to happen. Professionals aren't jumpy. They are calm, curious, and correctable. Good awareness allows room for new information. Let's reset definitions. An anomaly is simply something that doesn't fit the baseline. It might be neurodivergence, PTSD, anxiety, injury, cultural behavior, fatigue, medication effects. Your job is not to diagnose. Your job is to observe, test, and reassess. Here's the difference between the untrained and trained professionals. Untrained lock onto a conclusion. They emotionally commit. They react too early, whereas professionals create space. They change angles. They watch for response to boundaries. Boundaries are information tools. If someone is a threat, they push through boundaries. They re-angle. They persist. If they're not a threat, they stop. They redirect. They disengage. No confrontation required. Here are some signs you misread the situation and you may need to stand down. Hands become visible and relaxed. Body posture softens. Distance increases naturally. Eye contact normalizes. The person disengages when you move or speak. Threat behavior presses, non-threat behavior releases. That distinction matters. Here's how to reset without embarrassment or escalation. This is where maturity shows. Step 1, physically de-escalate. Lower your hands. Resume natural movement. Normalize your posture. Step 2, mentally reframe, hey, I have new information that I just received. Not, I was wrong, but the situation updated. Step 3, emotionally let it go. No ego, no replay, no apology needed. Awareness is a process, not a verdict. So here's what this would look like in real life. You're in public and you notice rapid or atypical hand movement. That's an anomaly, not a verdict. So you create distance. You step offline. Now watch what happens. If the person stops, doesn't track you, and doesn't breach the space you just created, that's new information. At that point, it may not be a threat at all. Now contrast that with this. You notice the same behavior. You step offline again, but this time the person tracks you. They close the gap. They ignore the boundary you just set. That's no longer an anomaly. That's information stacking. Threats press boundaries. Non-threats release them. That distinction tells you whether to stand down or stay prepared. Obviously, if the threat continues and they continue to breach that boundary you've created or continue to create, then you must react. Why this approach makes you safer. People who can stand down see real threats sooner. They avoid unnecessary conflict. They maintain legal and social safety. They think clearly under stress. This is how professionals last decades without incidents. So how does this connect to OODA? OODA is not linear. You can observe again, you can reorient, you can change decisions, you can cancel an action. That's not failure, that's mastery. Situational awareness isn't fear, it's disciplined judgment. The goal isn't to be suspicious, it's to be correct. And sometimes being correct means standing down. So stay observant, stay balanced, and defend confidently.